Okay. Hi guys, how you doing? Adeshua is back again, and you know my Chinese name, Fei Fei. Alright, on this episode of What's Like Being a Black Chinese, I'm going to talk about settling down and the first few months of being in China. Alright, for us as we came in and were given our rooms, it was the best. Let me just say the best I can ever say, because even on after like a while of sharing our experience with like other students we met in China, like, oh guys, you're so lucky you have that kind of room. It's so like it's not student like, it basically looked like a guest house. The beds are amazing. And when we first came in, it was that good that even if you want to change your sheets, like your bed spread, like your blanket and stuff like that, and pillowcases, you can just take it downstairs to meet the ayi. Ayi is like the, we call them auntie. They're like the auntie, but like they're kind of like the receptionist. But Chinese is such a very cultural environment. Like they respect and honor elderly. So we don't call them receptionists. We call them ayi. They're like aunties. So we take the sheets, pillowcase to downstairs to get a new one. I was like, this is luxury. Anyways, but like it was just peculiar to us. Not every, like, it's not all the students, everybody else that came to China and our students have the normal student dormitory. Currently my new school that I'm in now, we have the student, like we are in the student dormitory. The reason for us getting that apartment or like that setting was is, I don't even think I can get into that details now, but it was like we're just privileged to have that kind of thing. It's not everybody that, I don't think that's how it is. It's not everybody that gets that. Then another challenge, I mean, that was the good sweet part. Like we had our own rooms to ourselves, just two people per room, and we had like a general kitchen where everybody can go. You can cook your meal, like it was amazing. The school provided the pots, provided the plates for us, provided the cutleries, and that's because it's just like a peculiarity. It's not that is not how it always is, but we are just lucky to be there. So it was it was interesting because during that time a lot of students would come down to the kitchen, we make food, we eat together, we would dine together. It was just amazing having to meet a lot of international students at the same time. It was just beautiful. I mean, there are some people that were unable to communicate in English. Some of them could only speak Chinese, and at that time my Chinese was buha, it was bad. And then some of them, they were like, their English is not very good, but like we could actually communicate. It was so mind-blowing for me. Like I could not believe, okay, I'm sitting down with other international students and we are talking, we're having a conversation, and like enjoying it. That was the sweet part. The challenge we had to face was our sleep schedule. This on getting to China, for me, I would say the jet lag for me lasted for the first 1 2 3 months, because when we got here we were preparing for an exam, like the semester exam. So we just noticed like at night we will not be able to sleep. I mean, on for me it was like it was a good thing because we had to study for exams, and then there was like not sleeping at night or not feeling sleepy at night enables me to cover a lot of things I need to like study, and it was good. But the downside is like once it's morning I started feeling very sleepy and we have to go for the exams. It was kind of a struggle, but we managed to pull through because the exam was like 1 or 2 weeks, and then able to pull through. But it didn't stop there. It kept on going, and like we would be awake at night all through the night, and once it's morning we start to get sleepy. Like it was it was such a funny state. And the way the climate is in China is as early as 5 p.m., 6 p.m. it's already starting to get dark. Like you will check the time, and then 5 o'clock, 5:30, in the next 30 minutes is already dark. Everywhere is already dark. Like, huh? What is happening? Because back in Nigeria is like, I think it's still around 7 o'clock, 7:30, that the darkness starts to like seeping small small, like the night starts to come slowly at like 7 p.m. But here, once it's 5:30, if you close your window, open it at like 5:40, it's already dark. So it was like Why? And then it was that like mind troubling. Like we would we'll go to sleep. Like when the sun is coming, because the sun goes down at like 5, and then it comes back up again to at around at 5 o'clock, 5:30. So it's like whenever we are going to sleep, the sun is already coming up. Normally the sun is supposed to be going down so that like then we are preparing for sleep. But for us it's like whenever we're going to sleep, the sun is just coming up. It was that like before you know it, throughout the day we're sleeping, and the time we are waking up, the sun is already going down. It was hard to really like balance the sleep schedule and stuff like that. And since we didn't have anything to do, it wasn't too much of a problem until resumption was getting close, and we're like, oh guys, we need to fix it. And I think 1 2 weeks before resumption, we started to intentionally sleep when the time is like, it's almost like evening, and then everybody's like preparing to go to sleep and stuff like that. And trust me, it was amazing because I knew like a few, not all the time, but like one of those 2 months, our teachers, we had American teachers, they tried to engage with us on getting to China. They did like, we had like picnic, we went out to like sightsee. That was for me, sightseeing, it was never like, I never even thought about like going to sightsee. Like you can just, for me it's like you can just check the image online, and then Google and just see the image, and like why do you have to go to the place just to see? For me it's like, why would I go out if there's not gonna be food? Like why would I go to somewhere like, okay, I'm literally carrying myself from my bed, dressing up, preparing to transport myself from a point to another point, just to go and see. It didn't make sense to me, but I had to just go with them and be like, okay, let's see what. And then lo and behold, we're just there. Oh, see the lights, see the bridge, see the water. And I'm like, where is the part where we get to the food? Like, are we gonna get something to eat? I mean, I felt like I was more concerned about what are we going to eat than what are we going to see. Eventually the teachers, maybe they got the cue, maybe they had it in plan, they all took us to like a fast food restaurant, and then we had, I think, burgers and fries and some drinks, and it was really beautiful, like being able to bond with our teachers at that, like the first few months before before school starts, and they start eating up back to back with like assignments and quizzes and tests. They made themselves familiar with us, so it was easy for us to like approach them. It wasn't like, it was, I mean, the respect of the teacher student relationship was there, but there was also that place of feeling kind of open to talk to your teachers, whatever you're struggling with and whatever you're like having to like deal with in the school. And it was really nice. It was so nice. And the picnics too, it was like amazing. It was beautiful. We had like in those picnics we had games to play. We had like songs, like singing, like I wouldn't call it a competition, but like the parts where we can sing and like just enjoy ourselves. We get to meet some students in other classes that were not in our class. We get to introduce ourselves, and it was just fun. Like the first few months was fun, apart from the fact that we couldn't get our sleep schedule right for the first few months. But like, and interacting with the other students and teacher was like, it was so fun, and words cannot really express. And then class started. Hmm. Now, because the time we came, it was during vacation, so we had 2 months of like the school was almost empty. And look, I was feeling like, is this what the school is all about? Like, they don't have a lot of students or what? Or like, why is it so empty? People are like, oh, it's because it's holiday. I'm like, still, they feel so hollow and empty. When school resumed, the Chinese students started coming in. The way they flooded the campus. And the beautiful thing I noticed about the Chinese is that when they are coming to school, their parents are coming with them. Like they are packing their bags. Just like I feel like there's a big similarities between the Chinese culture and Nigerian culture. Like, you know that way, like you're coming to school, maybe like especially the freshers. Oh my god, the new students, their parents are the one carrying the bed, carrying this, carrying that. I'm like, God. This made me miss home a little bit, but like it was so beautiful to watch. You will see a lot of cars parked on campus, like 1 week to resumption or 2 weeks to resumption. That is when students will start coming in, the old students, the new students. You need to see why I was just sat down because my room is on the first floor. The way I sat down and I was looking to the window and just wondering, like, wow, this is so beautiful. You see parents carrying their, because that is when they will start allocating rooms to the new students, the old students, and stuff like that. And it's like, wow, this is so beautiful. And then when we started attending classes, I started seeing a lot of Chinese. The way the Chinese was sounding in my ear was like as if I can never understand this language. I was kind of overstimulated. Anytime I hear the language, I get so scared, and I'm like, God, how am I going to survive in this country and I cannot even speak their language? Lo and behold, I survived. How did I do it? Mostly by using translator, like the phone translator. And another part is like, I'm always inside, I don't even go out. Except it's like really, really necessary. I don't really go out. So if you're wondering how I survived without being able to speak the language, I don't go out. I don't really go out. So I don't really get to like engage like that with like people. And for me, like Shanghai, because my first city was Shanghai. Shanghai is more of an international city. That a lot of Chinese that are coming there. It's just like, it's like Lagos in Nigeria. Shanghai is like one of the international cities that a lot of foreigners are present, and even the Chinese that are coming to that city, they are coming there to work, and most of them wants to learn English, or most of them are already speaking English. So even if you get to meet Chinese people, they want to practice their English with you. So it wasn't like as if I needed to struggle a lot when it comes to speaking Chinese. And it was like, okay, I cannot understand what you're saying. What am I doing? I'm coming out with my phone. Funny girl. Like it was not, and most of the offices we had to go to, they were like speaking English, and like the banks, the supermarket, the train station, we had like a lot of English speaking environment. So it wasn't like too bad. But now the current city I'm in now, Nanin, it's actually helped my Chinese a lot, because even the Africans we are in the school together, they don't really speak English. They are French speakers, the francophone. They like is you have to either speak French or you speak to them in Chinese, which was like helped me to practice my Chinese. But like the first few months of coming to China, of being in China, the language, I would look sometimes in amazement. I'd be like, God, when will I be able to speak this language? It looks so fascinating. When I hear people speak the language, I'm mesmerized. I'm like, how are you guys able to do this? And they will keep telling me, it's not that, like, when you start speaking it wouldn't look that fascinating by the time you start speaking. It's because you cannot understand it yet. That's how it looks like, like a very big thing. You cannot understand it. It looks so hard. But you practice, and like when you keep going and keep trying it, you get there. Understand? You get there. And then that was the first few months in China. Our sleep schedule so bad. We went on picnics, and then we went sightseeing, having bonding time with our teachers. It was quite strange, but I had to get used to it, because it's strange and fun at the same time. Because for me, I like having a teacher is always like something you have to fear, and like it's not just like respect. You have to fear them. You cannot look them in the eye. You cannot share your concern. But these people made us really comfortable, and that's one thing I really appreciate, because it kind of suits me, and I love it. So I guess that's it on this episode. See you in the next episode. I love you. Bye.